Coming up on BPA News, honoring the remarkable courage of a fallen officer, the moving tale of sacrifice that has touched the hearts of an entire community.
Plus, our trusted weatherman, Eli Bradley, brings you the detailed forecast for this week's weather. Get ready to plan your days with precision.
Don't miss a moment of stories that matter on BPA News. Good evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm AJ Scarbough.
And I'm Andrew Chavez. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of BPA News, where we'll bring you everything hot and cold in the community. Our top story today, we take a dive into the devoted sacrifice of Officer Richard Houston, remembering him as a true hometown hero. But first, let's check in with our star weatherman, Eli Bradley, with this week's weather report.
Good afternoon, I'm Eli for BPA News. Let's look at our weather for today. Kicking it off this morning, it was cold and cloudy, but now it is beautiful outside. It's about 72 degrees. It's sunny, it's nice, and it's warm. Later this week, it'll go down about 50 to 51 degrees tonight. There's more crazy weather this week, though. Let's take a look. Tuesday, it'll be sunny and warm, just like today, with a high of 77 degrees. But listen, you might want to break out those winter mittens and coats for Wednesday, because we're going to see some very heavy snow. Temperatures will go down to about 31 degrees, a very cold day. And dust off those umbrellas for Thursday because there's going to be a big storm. Be careful though because it will rain, it'll be very windy. The temperature will be about 56 degrees. On Friday, it will be a little windy and a little cloudy, about an average day. Temperatures will be about 67 degrees. And Saturday, more snow. It's going to go down about 32 degrees. But hey, welcome to the crazy weather in Texas. Again, I'm Eli from BPA News. Thank you for watching.
Wow, such bizarre weather we're having this week. Thank you, Eli. And now, amidst the unpredictable elements, we want to shift our focus to remember a true hero in our community, Officer Richard Houston. Recently, Officer Houston tragically lost his life protecting and serving our city. He was a true defender of justice and a beacon of hope for so many. Join us in our final story today as we honor and pay tribute to Richard Houston, a true hometown hero who will forever be missed. On December 3rd, 2021, Officer Richard Houston was called to a disturbance call in a grocery store parking lot. Unfortunately, Officer Houston was later shot by the suspect and was sadly pronounced dead later at Baylor Hospital. Officer Houston was a great officer, dad, and friend. We interviewed Chief David Gill for more words.
Richard worked for me and we were on SWAT together. I would describe Officer Houston in terms of being a local hero. You know, obviously he served the city of Mesquite faithfully for over 20 years and he was murdered in the line of duty, really just trying to help somebody. His father was a police officer for the Mesquite Police Department when he was young and died when Richard was very young. He wanted to be a police officer following his father's footsteps, but he also wanted to be a police officer in the city of Mesquite. This was the only place he applied to, and this was the only place he wanted to work. And then obviously he gave his life for this community. Richard was very professional as a police officer. You know, when we were on SWAT together, he was in charge of the SWAT training for a long time. And so, you know, he wanted the training to be productive and valuable. So he was involved in our active shooter training. And again, he wanted it to be professional and make sure that everybody got the most out of the limited number of training hours that we got. So professionalism, I would say he brought most to the police department and specifically in the realm of training. He was passionate about training and passionate about making sure everybody was safe and knew how to use their equipment and had the proper skills to make sure they were safe. I think he will be remembered as a hero to the police department. He was one of those people that everybody liked working with, everybody loved when he showed up at their scenes. I think he will be remembered, you know, obviously as a family man, because so many of us knew him outside of work. I think he'll just be remembered as, again, the life of the party, just a great guy to work with, a great guy to be around.
Officer Houston will always be remembered as a true hero. His bravery and sacrifice will never be forgotten.
We send our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of Officer Richard Houston during this difficult time. Remember that we should always honor and appreciate our community heroes who risk their lives to serve and protect us.
And that concludes this episode of BPA News. Thank you for tuning in. I'm AJ Scarbough.
And I'm Andrew Chavez.
Now you are caught up with your community.
This has been a presentation of MSEB, Mesquite Student Entertainment and Broadcasting, in association with the Mesquite Independent School District Career and Technical Education Department.